For 2 days now, we've been on Colossians chapter 3, verse 13, talking specifically about forgiveness. Remember, this is part of my series going from Colossians chapter 3, verse 8 to 16. But we've been talking about forgiveness in the last 2 days. This is the third day. I want to put the points about forgiveness together that we have in verse 13, which says, bearing one another and forgive one another if someone happens to have a complaint against anyone else. Remember, I defined forgiveness as not seeking retribution. And there is something here about how to handle issues that come up, right? There has to be a mechanism of complaint. And complaint is not, I'm going to meet you and you are talking it out. No. Complaint is something more official. Paul talked about how the people in the church were taking themselves to stand before judges, and he was saying them, is there nobody wise among you that can settle issues? So that is not in the process of people just interacting and engaging. It's an official process where the complaint is official now. Jesus Christ created this platform. He said, if your brother sins, and it doesn't have to be personal, right? It's not limited to personal issue that is against you. It could be some other issues. So Jesus Christ said, if your brother sins, go and meet him on your own. Then if he doesn't listen to you, then take 2 or 3. You're making it official now. Then take it to the church. Now, Jesus Christ is laying that platform of engaging with issues in the church. Now, you need to recognize that for 3 or 4 people to come with you, that means there is an agreement that this is an issue that needs to be addressed at a serious level, right? It's not you stepped on my toes thing. There's no clear call. This is what you take to the next level. This is what you don't take to the next level. It's given as a principle. It's not a law. It's given as a principle. But you will be wise in the church community to be able to create a structure where certain people are assigned as the next level people that you bring complaints to, so that you're not thinking to yourself, who am I going to bring with me? You have an established level of people in the church community that you bring the complaint to that can undo it at that level. Remember what Paul saying, is there nobody wise among you to be able to deal with this issue? That is complaint. But a lot of the things I was talking about, saying that forgiveness means not seeking retribution, I'm trying to help us understand the concept of forgiveness has 2 sides of the same coin. One is from your own side, you not avenging yourself. But forgiveness properly defined has to come with the repentance on the other side. It's like saying God should forgive David when David never said, I've done anything wrong. Did you see that? A lot of the time we confuse forgiveness with feelings. Feeling bad, you can feel bad, you can still feel bad. Your feeling is not the guide of forgiveness. It's your action that is the guide of forgiveness. And people want to confuse forgiveness with reconciliation. These are 2 separate things. Paul said, as long as it lies with you, live at peace with all men. Those are also 2 completely different concepts, because it's saying peace with all men is something very serious that you need to pursue, and how that plays out in different contexts may differ. So God has called you to peace. He says this somewhere else in the book of 1 Corinthians. God has also called you to order. In the same 1 Corinthians, it said God is not the author of confusion, And Christ is the Prince of Peace. That's why we have these things out of mercy, kindness, humility, gentleness, as foundation, and patience as foundational concept that should drive you so that you are living at peace with other people. And so that is one aspect of forgiveness in which you are not seeking retribution. Another habit to receive forgiveness is it has to be requested for. And if you have a complaint against anyone else, that means this one now is now personal. Because I'm not going to forgive you if it's not personal, right? This is now personal, and the reason we confess to God is because all sins are ultimately against God, just as we see in the book of Psalm 51. God bless you. See you later.